Hi, welcome to week number 4 in your agbu3350 marketing class. Now this week is all about what we call advertising. Now remember, advertising connects back to the 4 P's of marketing, is the promotion part. However, with the SIVA model, promotion is really about information. So this week is going to cover the ideas of advertising, communications, promotions, really informing our customer. So to get that done, there's a couple of things that we're going to do. First, we're going to have a couple of presentations this week I want you to go over. It's got the content for the week. The second thing is I have a discussion activity for you where you have to post online where other people can see discussion answers to a question I have. And then the second is you actually have also a homework this week. So quite a bit this week. Let's jump in and take a look at week 4. All right, as you move into week 4, you're going to see a presentation A and B here in the top. Now, the A presentation is about advertising and communications. It's really about the history of advertising. It goes into some details about how ads are developed and trends in advertising. The second presentation goes straight into successful advertising, and it gives you actually 7 steps. These 7 steps are things you can follow to hopefully build a good ad. Now, it's not about how to build the ad. It's about what goes into consideration as you build an advertisement. So these 2 presentations are what you'll go over first. Next is you'll have a discussion. Now this discussion is our first one. It's homework number 2 for you in the grading area. But this idea is food advertising. So what I want you to do is I want you to search for an advertisement. TV, billboards, magazines. You could even search for YouTube as an example. But I want you to find a food-related ad and identify what that advertisement is. Also, maybe even talk a little bit about what the ad is, how you saw it, and maybe a little bit about the form of it. But number 1 is about the ad itself. Now, number 2 is going to be about the message that you receive. The message is going to be something like, what was the value item you saw out of the ad? In other words, you saw an ad that related to a soup commercial. And so as that soup commercial was going on, you saw part of that ad that really got to you. In other words, it showed value. Maybe it showed the healthiness of the soup. Maybe it showed the meat that was in the soup. In other words, how rich it was. Maybe the ad showed you how that it warmed you up on a cold day. I don't know what the value part of the ad would be, and it may be different for each person, but somewhere in there was a value you could attribute to that product if they did a good job. And so hopefully that's what you've seen. All right, so I want you to find a food ad company, write it down, describe the ad a bit, and then number 2, talk about the value message that you received out of that ad and how you received it. Was it just a picture, or was it actually words? So tell us a little bit about that. That's also going to be where everybody could read these, and that may help everyone see different types of ads. However, you're going to do your own. Don't copy someone else's. Don't reiterate what someone else has already done. It needs to be unique. All right, number 2 homework is a customer survey. Now, we talked about this in class before, but now I want you to build a 1-page or 2-page if you need, but a short survey where customers could fill it out. Now, I've given you an example. What you're going to do is develop this survey that relates to your example business that you previously developed as an idea. Maybe it's the one you developed and I already graded a little bit about the product. Maybe you've redecided and picked another approach or another business. That's fine. Wherever you are today in that process, take that business and I want you to build a customer survey. Now, the idea with advertising is we know a little bit about our customer and we appeal to it. So for you to build a good ad, you really kind of need to know your customer. First is you're going to break this survey into 2 sections like I did in my example. First one is demographics. Demographics is going to be just who your customer is. Are they male or female? Are they married or not married? Do they have a household of a certain size? Maybe their income's important to you so they can pay for this. Or maybe it's interested in where they live. So they live on a ranch or a farming operation, or they live in town. You may have several different parts of what it is your customer looks like. So that's where you have to describe this. Maybe it's the country that they're originally from. Maybe it's their ethnicity that's important. It really depends on your product. So come up with 4 or 5 questions that relate to describing the customer, and that's called demographics. Second questions are going to be about the demand for the product. In my particular case, it was about beef. So I asked them if they've ever eaten grass-fed beef, yes or no. That would tell me if they're new to this or not. On a 1 to 10 scale, I want to know how interested they are in purchasing grass-fed, and then I split it out, interested in how they were interested in purchasing locally raised beef. So I looked at my product, and it's grass-fed and it's local. So I've got 2 attributes I'm curious. On a 1 to 10 scale, if a bunch of people say that they're interested in grass-fed beef, and it's 8 and 9 and 10 and 7 and 9 and 10, that's pretty good. I know that's a strong demand for that particular area. When it comes to local, they may answer 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s and 1s and 3s. Those are lower scores, so that may tell me something else, that it's not about where the local product is, or maybe it's the other way around. Anyway, the idea is that you should have demand aspects of your project. What creates the value? Remember, that's the product, the value. So once you understand what the values are, you can use a 1 to 10 scale, maybe like I did, to try to see how people value those things. Don't mix them together. Break them up into different valued items, and that helps you build an advertisement. So you can go through here and also ask people about the price they're willing to pay. And so it depends on, again, your product. Okay, so for this week, a summary. You've got 2 presentations. Make sure you go over both those. You got a discussion where you post that online in the discussion forum. You need to make sure you get that answer in all by Sunday. And then also you've got your homework where you'll upload to eCampus, to Blackboard, your homework assignment. Again, like always, let me know if I can help you. Email, text, any way you need to get a hold of me, and I will help you all I can. Take a look at, again, the content for the week. Make sure you get those homeworks both done by Sunday, end of the day. Thanks.